For years and years, we have been hearing that the tiny camera in your smartphone is capable of replacing a professional level DSLR camera. Apple have claimed that the latest iPhone 7 has DSLR qualities. This short video will aim to set the record straight. Can the smartphone camera really compete with the professional DSLR, and if so, is this having an effect on the photography industry? With extensive research and insights from amateur photographers, we will figure out whether this could really be the death of the photography industry.
My name is Luis David Marcelo Coronado, and I'm at de Montfort University, third year, studying animation. I've also done photography part-time. I've done some freelance work for events, birthdays, and like save the dates for weddings and stuff, which is pretty cool. And then I just love taking pictures. Love photography. Alright, I've got this Canon 700D. I got this about 2 years ago. It's really good. I highly recommend it. It's around £400-ish. Depends where you get it from. Like, you can get good deals and stuff. Phone wise, just got standard iPhone 5C. I also have another iPhone 5. Both seem to take good quality pictures. I think so for a phone. They seem to be getting better.
Hi, my name is Lauren Pester. I'm an amateur photographer and I do a lot of contour fashion work and nature photography.
So, let's begin by taking a look back at the history of the photography industry. Photography as we know it today began in the late 1830s in France. Joseph Nietzsche used a portable camera obscura to expose a pewter plate coated with bitumen to light. This was the first recorded image that did not fade quickly. Back then, photography was only for professionals and the very rich, until George Eastman started a company called Kodak in the 1880s. Eastman created a flexible roll film that did not require the constant changing of solid plates. This allowed him to develop a self-contained box camera that held 100 film exposures. The camera had a small single lens with no focusing adjustment. The consumer would take pictures and send the camera back to the factory for the film to be developed and prints made, much like the modern disposable cameras. As cameras were slowly becoming more popular, Polaroid introduced the Model 95. Model 95 used a secret chemical process to develop film inside the camera in less than a minute. In the 1950s, Nikon introduced its Nikon F camera. This was an SLR type camera which allowed for interchangeable lenses and other accessories. In the 1980s and 1990s, numerous manufacturers worked on cameras that stored images electronically. The first of these were point-and-shoot cameras that used digital media instead of film. By 1991, Kodak had produced the first digital camera that was advanced enough to be used successfully by professionals. Although the smartphone camera has been around since 2000, it's only recently that the quality has improved to the point to which it can compete with a standalone camera.
I think the way that taking photographs is changing now is because we live in the 21st century, and technology evolves constantly, and social media, for example, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, you can pretty much post anything before you can type up a post. Now everything's got to do with pictures and videos.
Now let's have a look at some of our tests. The two test subjects for our research will be the iPhone 7 and the Canon 700D. Let's take a look at the features of the latest iPhone. It contains a 12 megapixel high-speed sensor. There is an optical image stabilizer, a larger f1.8 aperture to allow 50% more light, a quad LED flash, auto exposure, white balance settings, and noise reduction. These are all features which professional photographers are looking for in a DSLR. However, the question is whether the smartphone can really compete. Over to the iPhone's competition, the Canon 700D. This is an industry standard piece of equipment with an extensive range of features. It's capable of recording in 1080p HD. It has an 18 megapixel camera and is great for ISO shots.
Alright, I think to a certain extent, phone cameras, I don't think they'll be able to compete on the same level as standalone cameras. I do know that the technology is advancing, and all the components inside the phone are getting smaller and smaller, making it easier for anyone to carry around, their phone, and then just take a picture and make it look nice. And even some cameras are filming in 4K. Apparently, I still need to test that out. So quite possibly that could happen in a distant future, but I think for now, not really. I use both my camera and my DSLR, and I can clearly see the difference.
I don't believe the quality of phones can compete with cameras ever. Cameras, you can change your ISO settings, you can change your aperture settings, you've got your f-stops. You can't do any of that on a phone, it just takes full control. So, and especially if you upload a picture from a phone to a computer, you lose the quality completely. I think that the smartphone business would like to think it's going to outbuy the camera business, but I don't think in reality it will, especially considering we've got Polaroids coming back, films coming back. I think the camera industry is thriving right now. Phones are quite compact and you have them on you all the time, so if you do see something that's quite interesting, you can just get a quick shot of it, but you won't get the same quality that you will with a camera.
I don't think that as a photographer it would be difficult to compete with others because of the cell phone cameras. If anything, I think it would help me or aid me, rather than it be competitive.
In a recent survey conducted for the purposes of this research, we asked 100 people, is the quality of camera an important factor to you when choosing a new smartphone? As you can see, 69% of people said that the camera is an important factor. Let's take a look at some of the responses.
Smartphones are more accessible as you are more likely to have it on you than a camera. For quick photos on the go or to capture unexpected events, the smartphone camera needs to be of a good quality.
When I'm choosing a new smartphone, I don't really look at the camera quality. I'm mainly getting it just to keep in contact with people, so the camera doesn't really affect me that much. But I guess it has a bit of an effect on my choice because it's good to take nice shots when you're out and about, just little snapshots for families and stuff.
Yeah, I think the quality of the camera on the phone is really important for me, if I'm buying it at least. I think people used to want to get the new phone based on storage or how fast it is, but now I think it's just reduced down to how good the quality of the picture is.
A second question to be analysed from the survey was, do you believe smartphones will ever replace the standalone camera? Let's take a look at some of the responses.
Standalone cameras provide a level and quality and tuned performance that makes them irreplaceable to some people. Unless you wanted high quality photos for a professional reason or holiday photos, most smartphones have a good enough quality camera to start replacing standalone cameras. The best image quality is achieved through large apertures and lenses, which can never be realistically recreated on a smartphone.
I already know that I'm going to face a lot of struggles in the big wide world of photography, seeing as people don't take it as seriously anymore because everyone can take photos, so I know it will be hard when I step out there.
In 50 years' time, I think that technology would advance to a point where I'm guessing both the phone and the DSLR would just merge into one and end up looking as sleek as this. That would be really cool. It would be really nice. I know that right now phones at this moment are trying to do that, but I don't think they're quite there yet. But it'll be really nice to see that in a distant future.
I think it's going to come back in full force with film, Polaroids. Cameras are going to come back, and there's more compact cameras that you can do all the DSLR settings on coming back to, so that will help.